Oh, that was a family. My
Grumpy.
family, I think it comes from military. You're going to go take a grumpy.
Yeah.
That was heavily ingrained into my upbringing, was taking a grumpy.
Oh, I just think of Johnny Depp saying, she took a grumpy.
Oh, my Jeezum Crow. If you're looking to get a little funky,
Grumpy.
here we go. Yeah, grumpy funky.
Grumpy.
I have a feeling today is going to be awesome.
Well, today's
and
rad, bro.
Negative.
Well, today's rad. We're recording for the first time in the bowels
In
of
the ABC.
of the Atomic Barber Company.
It smells good. We were listening to some P-Funk.
I love this place, man.
Oh, man.
This place, I remember driving by when you guys first opened. My office was down the street. I walked in. It was appointment only, so I didn't have an appointment. I just walked in. At the time, I cut my own hair. I looked around, and I was like, this place is fucking rad. So made an appointment, started fucking chilling with you guys.
That's how our friendship started.
Well, and so I saw it, and then you guys came to trivia coincidentally.
And we sat in the back room, and the owner would not let you turn up the volume, so you would come back and personally read us the questions.
I mean,
So we had a fucking blast.
That I cut my own hair for a while because, I was fucking poor. But that's a fucking pet peeve of mine, is like dudes who go to fucking like supercuts or cut their own hair because they just gave up on life and existence.
Is that your future self projecting to your past plight?
Well, I guess I could make an addendum. The people who can afford it, like, most men, I think, I'm thinking specifically of my brother, they like become a father and they're just kind of like a slave to their wife and their kids, and they just give up. So they just go to fucking supercuts and they just take a wad of cash and they just go fucking whatever. Just do
What
something
about
with
guys that have very little to no hair going and spending a ton of money on their haircut?
It's a baller move.
Yeah.
Dude, that means that you're even you care more. You're paying more per strand of hair than I am, PR.
Yeah.
That means you really care about how you look.
You know what I do when I go
That's
to
big dick energy.
You know what I do when I spend all that money at a hair salon or a barber shop? I actually check the time. If they're going to give me 45 minutes, man, I want my 45 minutes.
Yeah.
So then what I notice is that with the guys that cut my hair now, and I've been doing it for some years, that they actually do it slower and slower. So the shaving at the back, kind of, they take more care and pride in shaving my neck because they've kind of cut my hair in 5 minutes.
That's a good thing.
It's a good strategy, right?
That's good. That'll get you. They should recline you, put the hot towel on your face.
I've got a peeve that I think dovetails into the supercut experience here, is that somebody that has like a 1-bedroom studio apartment that has a really expensive car. They've spent more money on their car than their living quarters.
Oh man, yeah.
But maybe their 1 bedroom is like $1 million.
No, I saw the inside. I'm thinking of somebody specific, and
I have a feeling that it's going to be us saying how much we hate fucking dorks and PR standing up for everybody throughout the entire episode.
Yes,
yeah,
that's
he's going to hold the positive realm intact.
Yeah,
that shit drives me nuts too. Like, they can't fucking afford to survive, but they have to get the brand new iPhone every time it comes out.
Yeah,
that type of shit. That's fucking dumb.
I think, my biggest pet peeve is when somebody gives you a time, they must stick to the time. I can't deal with, so when we have a meeting, for example, and we say the meeting is at 1 p.m.
Wait. I know where you're going, but one of our podcasts, you and Ed said you're going to be on time, and you're like 3 hours fucking late.
Yeah. That was because there was a really
it was past the 15-minute grace period.
It was no, but I think we did start on time.
Hypocrisy aside, PR. I would expect you to say something like you're a walking business manual. Like, that would be. But that's you're asking a nerd TED Talk guy what his biggest pet peeve is.
But that would be
truancy.
That would be
punctuality.
For me, punctuality it defines everything about you as an individual. Can
I finish your sentence?
Yeah.
Because it shows that you care as much about my time as you do your own time.
Man,
Well,
man.
I agree with that.
See, I know because I read it in a business book at some point, and I remember it being a quote in my head like PR would say.
But it's also not just about whether you're going to a meeting. It's whether when you go to a restaurant. If you say you're going to meet a friend, to me it defines an individual. If you're going to be on time, and for me, being on time is actually being probably anything between 5 and 10 minutes early.
If you're on time, you're 15 minutes late.
Yeah.
Fair.
Done.
I mean, that's a good way to live.
But what happens is...
What you got? Yes, it's time.
Oh.
Cheers.
There's another Jaeger going
shot,
down. So what happens with me is that I've over a period of time is I've had to try not to be irritated when the person
every day.
When the person that comes late... Right, so it's a technique that I've had to develop because one of the things about pet peeves is it pisses you off for the duration of whatever you're supposed to be doing, and what I've tried to really do now is just ignore it. If I'm a guest in a meeting, when somebody else is, and if it's my meeting, then I make it very clear with the person that's been. But it really has been a real challenge to me, and I'm not sure whether I've completely overcome that.
Outside of business, I circumnavigate that by lying, and I figure out somebody really quickly if they're a fucking asshole and going to be late, and tell them to be like on the time that I want. Like I mathematically backwards the equation.
Yeah,
dude.
And that's a good one. But I think you also, knowing you as well as I do, you also have like a huge pet peeve with time. When you and I are supposed to be at a meeting, for example, at 5 p.m., you normally come to my office by 4:45. You're already in there. And I'm like, but the meeting's at 5. It was like, yeah, we're ready to roll.
Yeah, it's smart. It's the way I handle business. I mean, when stepping away from being late nerd shit, what about deeper pet peeves? Like, what about pet peeves that maybe would offend some of your friends and such? Like I got a whole when somebody on Facebook writes "it's official" and then they say something, I want to fucking punch them in the mouth. Like, it's official, I'm on vacation. Or it's official, we have a new kid. Or
I got one that makes my skin
bunch
crawl.
Of fucking door makes my asshole itch.
Somebody said it's official and did this whole build up with like a song and everything, and then they announced they were going to be a life coach, and I'm like, are you like?
Yeah. See, I mean, that's announcing if you're going to be a life coach. That's kind of how you do it, right? I mean, that's very life coachian.
I look down upon life coaches, and I look down upon announcing that you're officially.
I think you're hurting
coach.
PR's heart. PR. You seem like the kind of guy who's friends with a couple of life coaches. No,
well, if you and I want to have an off mic conversation about life coaches,
fisticuffs.
We can definitely do that. I detest life coaches.
Oh, okay, all right.
Thank you.
I thought you were saying
no. I'd like to have an off mic about why you think I'd like a coach.
Because every time you go into a long monologue like you do, it sounds like you're quoting Dale Carnegie's "How to Win Friends and Influence People."
Yeah.
When you're like, my biggest pet peeve in the whole world is that people have to be 5 minutes late.
You may know Dale Carnegie. Never met him. Don't know who he is. Never read any of his books. But
did I say the wrong first name?
I will take you. No,
it's the highest selling nonfiction book in the history of mankind.
So
it's called "How to Win Friends and Influence People." You've never even heard of that book?
One of my pet peeves is people making assumptions about me. And you've just done that.
You've never heard of the book by Dale Carnegie, "How to Win Friends and Influence People"?
No,
Christmas present.
I've heard the name. I've heard the name.
So my pet peeve is people who lie when they're trying to make a fucking point.
I've heard the name. No, I have no inclination with Dale Carnegie. He is not a reference life coaching in my world.
Is it Dale?
Don't know it.
I may be wrong.
You're right.
It's Dale.
There is a name called Dale Carnegie.
Well, there's the super rich Carnegie that did all the fucking steel and oil, and then there's this guy. I thought I messed up the name, but I think I got it right.
No, you got the name right.
All right.
I'm interested in the
along the same lines of it's official. How about need a recommendation for a babysitter and go? Oh God, I can't stand that shit either. Do you know what I'm talking about on social media? Do you know anybody?
That's
You've
fucking.
seen it? Yeah.
I need a recommendation for a babysitter.
Like no, the and go expecting like my Facebook friends and go. Like, yeah, what a bunch of fucking nerds. I hate that shit.
I fucking hate when people post, like, somebody died and then they have, like, a little blurb that says, like, R.I.P. George Carlin, and it's like, who, like...
Yeah.
And most of those people race to be the first person to post the news about, like, I think they're getting off on death news.
Yeah.
And they want to be the one revealing.
Well, people love to share
and
shit.
that they care.
People love to share shit on social media. That's how the fucking companies are taking over the world.
I've not done too much of social media. I haven't done it. But one of the things that I think the three of us have done a lot of is spending time in the car.
Yeah.
And I have so many pet peeves when it comes to people driving.
Yeah.
For example, driving at 40 miles an hour in the fast lane. That absolutely drives
40 in
me.
a like 60 speed limit?
Well, if you're on the turnpike,
okay,
typically you're on the turnpike.
So your pet peeve is people going too slow.
Going way too slow, but kind of thinking that that's their right. They should be on that lane.
What is your personal typical speed limit? Do you go like 10 above the posted limit?
I when I'm on the turnpike, I typically would drive at above 10. Yeah, I would be comfortable driving at 70, 75.
I do 9. I do always do 9 over the speed limit.
I go as fast as I fucking
No.
Trevor's just like as fast as I can.
Trevor,
I love hauling ass 65 miles an hour down mills going to my house
Trevor
in like a 30
we going to a drink at a pub, just the two of us, and he's driving like we're gonna run out of drinks at the pub. It's like, what are we doing? But it does. So that is something that just drives me, and I don't know whether when I pass the person, go on the right lane and pass the person, whether I should honk at them, whether I should give them a middle finger, or whether I should just keep going and pass them without giving them an indicator or whatever. But that is a pet peeve.
I think we should, and this is a personal injury attorney talking who gets work from car accident cases. I think that the licensing requirements should be crazy strict, and there should be barely anybody who can drive a car. A car is way too dangerous for most human beings to operate.
Google CEO.
And you sell auto insurance. The two of us have actual something to lose if we get rid of like 50% of the drivers, and I think that's what we should do.
There are people that come to my office that are renewing their insurance, and they are in their mid-90s. This is kind of...
You're like, no, I'm not doing
They can hardly talk.
Okay.
They can hardly talk. They can't walk. They're in a wheelchair. And they can barely sign their name, right? They with a helper, and they are not more. It wasn't just one person. There are a few of them. My office has been going for over 30 years, so I have clients that have been there a long time, and I am renewing their insurance.
I believe heavily in culling of the herd. I let them drive. And they'll get in an accident and die.
No, but I mean, it's great to have shitty drivers for me. That gives me car accident cases.
Google CEO just said something to the effect of self-driving cars is going to decrease accidents by like 70%.
Oh, 100. Dude, let me tell you, that's something that I say all the time.
But you're going to be out of business.
I will be out of business. I'll be happy. Like, if cars drive themselves and I don't have to drive a fucking car anymore, I'll be excited.
Yeah,
I'll find something else to do.
I think
I'll be a male model or something.
What's going to happen with our kids, is that we'll be talking about, or our grandkids, we'll be talking about the fact that we got into
My wife
car,
just said, no, you won't.
And we drove to a place without any information on the driver behind us and the drivers in front of us, without any clue. Now I use GPS. So whenever I go somewhere, if I'm driving, more than 10, 15 minutes, because the GPS, the navigation is giving me some information about which is the quickest route to the spot I'm going to, right? But there are times when I'm coming to your house, for example, I don't check the GPS because it's just close, and then I get stuck in the traffic.
I mean, you are driving from a long way away.
I am driving 35 minutes to get here, but sometimes I'm going to Trevor's place. There's a distinct...
Trevor's place is only like 10 minutes from here.
Yeah,
it's close.
No, but that's why I don't know, but now I do. The other day,
I see.
Because sometimes you get onto Orange Avenue and it's just backed up. There was some roadworks on there a few weeks ago.
Not the way I drive. You just gotta fucking move them out of the way, man.
Our road. We bought our house February 2023. Everything's cool. Summerlin's like a main thoroughfare. It always has been. And a fucking sign gets erected that just the other day that says that they're going to be working on the fucking street until 2028. I'm like, God
that sucks.
damn, dude, really? Holy shit! Fuck it, that's 3 years away. So it's going to be a nightmare. I'm going to be in my late 40s.
I think the driverless
Mid-40s.
cars, the autonomous driving cars, can become like when we used to wear seatbelts, or when our parents and all of us in the car never had seatbelts on. And now it's just everyone that's driving the car. But one of the things that's my other pet peeve, and it's got to do with the way men dress.
My pet peeve is fucking seatbelts.
Yeah, he hates seatbelts. In fact, it's funny that how much Trevor hates seatbelts. I made a mention of it, and Linda, my wife, got me these things from China that are completely illegal. They plug into the seatbelt holder.
Linda, I need to get that link from you because I'm gonna.
She did that because I
walk around with them in
mentioned
all the fucking cars.
me and you went to look at the stage that one time, and it was beeping. And I was like, "You got to put the seatbelt on, even in the back, Trevor."
Exactly.
And she got it for me, so now you can sit in my car.
No,
It won't be
great.
So that's one of my pet peeves, being with Trevor in his
Maniac.
car. He doesn't.
Maniac.
he doesn't put his seatbelt on, right?
And the thing dings.
And the thing dings the whole way you're getting to where you're going to. It's like,
after a while, you learn how to tune it out, man.
Jesus.
so that is a real.
Well, I went and got, dude, the car I just got, 85 Celica, does not beep at you for fucking anything.
Oh, it's
no
gorgeous.
seatbelt.
That was pre-seatbelts.
No, nothing.
That was when
Nothing.
seatbelts were there as a feature
Yeah,
only.
it's like, an add-on feature. You had to pay extra to get a seatbelt, and it does not fucking beep. This car does not beep under any circumstances. I was parallel parking, and Linda was like, "You miss the beeping, don't you?" I go, "No, I miss the camera a little bit. I don't miss that fucking beeping. You can get rid of that beeping."
The back seat, which nobody can fit into, only has lap belts. I love it.
Yeah, my dog. Well, the real reason she got me those because my dog Audrey, when I put her in the back, she's a 65-pound dog. The damn thing beeps. I'm like, it's a dog. I'm not gonna seatbelt a fucking Labrador into my back seat.
Oh no, never a Labrador.
God, give me a fucking break.
So here's the thing with one of the pet peeves that I'm sure you guys will have a view on, is men wearing long pants that end above their ankles.
I mean, I kind of do that.
Have you
That's the new
seen that?
style.
I kind of do that.
I just can't deal with that.
All the barbers are doing it.
I'll
They
tell
look
you
like
that
fucking. They look like Popeye. They
I'll
look
tell
like a
you that
fucking sailor.
I don't wear
walking in.
caps, but I wear them a little high, and the reason why is
You want to
because-
show off your socks?
No, I don't wear or I wear no seams. I do it because I actually have a fucking weird OCD mental block with where the bottom of my pant hits the shoe.
It'll get dirty.
Yeah.
I'm never fucking happy with how it looks. It looks terrible in every way. If it's too tight and like a jean kind of rolled up, it looks like you're a redneck. If it's fucking flared out, you look like a hipster. Like, I can't, there's just no fucking way to make me happy. So I'm like, when this came in style, I was like, dude, I'm doing it a little bit short. I'm not capri pants. Like, I'm not like fucking Jordan.
Yeah. So
way
I've
up here.
I've
But
seen
I'm a
your
little
pants.
high.
They're
okay?
You are absolutely okay.
Okay, good.
But when people almost
Thank
take
you,
it up to like
Muse.
significantly above their ankle, I judge them badly, very, very badly.
Fair, especially, I mean, if they're older. Like, younger people are going to always do weird shit.
I think younger people can get away with
You're
most
allowed to
things.
do whatever the fuck you want
can
when
get
you're
away
young.
with most things.
I used to wear Jinkos, bro. They were terrible. I weighed 137 pounds, 6 foot tall. I wore Jinkos that were fucking humongous. I remember, in fact, I can tell you a story right now. Statute of limitations is over. I wore Jinkos that the back pocket was so big that I walked in and stole a 32-ounce beer from 7-Eleven, and fucking it fit into the pocket, and the guy didn't even notice that I had it.
I was hoping for a little juicier story than just stealing a beer.
I mean, I can give you more. I already told the take a shit that the tree grew out of. Yeah. That's pretty fucking brutal, right?
Yeah.
I've given a lot. I need something from you guys.
So let me ask you.
Give me,
so
give me something. You got something?
Like yeah.
You gonna give a personal?
Well, yeah,
tidbit?
I can. This is probably like a chain of. So people that say sorry a lot, like that they apologize for everything. I want to fucking punch them in the face, and then explain like. So it makes it. I think it's a psychosis. They're trying to get the spotlight, but so I had this the other day when I was in an eye appointment. Every fucking thing this technician did, she's like, "Oh, sorry, I'm looking at you. I like to be really thorough," and I'm like, "Me too." Good. Can we move this along? I'm trying to think like, oh, sorry, I'm tapping my foot. I'm just really excited. And it just kept fucking going. And I want it out of there, man.
Well, that's like a pet peeve out of pet peeves. That's like sitting around and when you notice somebody does something like that, it's going to get fucking worse.
Oh, it did.
And worse.
Yeah.
It's like saying the word like, where it's part of our normal vernacular has become more and more part of it. And as soon as you notice and actually think about how many times you say like or literally, that's another one.
Literally fucking sucks.
Yeah, I agree. And it's changed definitions, though. It's no longer literal, like saying literally this is what it is. It's like
an
saying
exclamation.
very.
Yeah,
you're saying I'm very sure. So it was very close. It's literally so close. Like that, it's become that.
Well, what
is the piece of grammar I'm thinking of? Very.
I've got a good one.
A preposition? I don't know.
It becomes a lazy word that you use while you're trying to think. So there's another word that people use is basically. So whenever you're trying
it's condescending.
It's whenever you're trying to explain something and you can't actually explain it, you start using like and basically. Right.
Fair.
You're struggling with but the other one that drives me nuts. And the minute somebody says that, now with me trying to manage my pet peeves, one of the things that I can't manage is when they say.
I know a life coach that's really good.
Yeah,
at
we can hook you up with a good life coach.
Manage your pet peeves.
My golden rule is I don't deal with life coaches.
Harmony Deschanel is a life coach name, isn't it? Harmony Deschanel.
So when somebody says it is what it is.
Ooh.
That
you don't like that
is one statement that drives me to drinking more than I should.
When somebody says "living the dream," in my mind I say 1,000 times, like I repeat constantly.
Did that come from So the prevalence in our like vernacular about living the dream, did that come from Wedding Crashers? I think it did.
No, it's got to be. It's before.
No, I know it was around before that. But I think when Will Ferrell says, I'm just living the dream, I think that's where our generation really started saying living the dream.
I think it's just a thing that a bunch of fucking douchebags say to be condescending. A lot of these pet peeves for me is like an issue with somebody
I think you're overshooting that. I don't think they're being condescending. I think they're fucking dumb and they just want to sound, that's something that they picked up on to say to sound cool. Like, I don't think they're trying to condescend you. I think they feel self-conscious about themselves, and they're trying to make themselves
not living the dream
fit in better. I don't say living the dream. I replaced it with
positive manifestation.
Well, you know what I replaced it with? I replaced it with the nightmare persists, but so do I. When somebody asks me how you doing, I go, the nightmare persists, but so do I. I've replaced living the dream with that.
I don't even dare to have one of those statements. Living the dream. Haven't used it as yet, but now that it's in the back of my mind, I may find myself just, spewing it out for no reason.
Now you've heard it.
Yeah, now I've heard it.
Happen.
Oh gosh, It's going to happen. But I have a lot of pet peeves. Having been married for just over 30 years.
Now you're going to tell me all your wife's shortcomings?
He doesn't reveal much about his wife.
I know he doesn't. So other than that, she does everything. Yeah. She cooks, she cleans, she picks out like all of his clothes. What else is she in charge of?
She pretty much does everything.
Insurance. Does she do your and doctors?
Even though you own an insurance agency, does she pick your insurance out?
Absolutely.
Does she book your doctor's appointments?
Absolutely.
Oh,
did she pick out your when you get the finger? The old finger up the butthole? Did she organize that one? Have you gotten that?
Your mom has been replaced by your wife.
Well, wait a minute. I think a PSA test, you don't need it anymore. I think your PSA levels are more accurate than the finger up the asshole. I think.
They don't do the butt stuff.
Not
anymore.
unless
fingers.
So
if they are doing butt stuff,
you should be worried.
You're getting taken.
I mean, no, you're just getting molested.
Yeah.
Should I have a pet peeve on that?
Well, it depends.
Unless you like it.
If it feels good, who cares, man?
Who cares?
There you go.
Yeah, but knowing that
my doctor,
your partner's here and
fucking Italian, he's got these sausage fingers. Like,
so you have got just two fingers there.
Girthy, very girthy.
I have a pet peeve. Although I do dabble in kind of metaphysical, like
No way, really?
hippie dippy shit?
I didn't know that
really?
at all.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm being sarcastic, bro.
I fucking hate hippies, man. I hate so I did a
Part of your fucking quagmire over here, bro.
I did
the whole
a-
time known you. It makes no sense. You really do, like, who you are to your core. You hate hippies, but you are a fucking hippie.
I know, but I'm embedding myself to make change from within. So, so
It's all from the land, man.
did a Thai massage, and this fucking hippie chick. Oh my god, the smells were like it wasn't patchouli. It was something. It was like like Egyptian musk. I smelled it permeated my skin for fucking days, man. Anyway, at the end of the Thai massage, she said, "I'm really glad to be a part of your healing." No, I was like, no, like nobody established that you healed. There was no record.
You're angry
of me.
that you're angry she was being presumptuous that she helped heal you.
Yes.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, and this in the hippie culture. This happens all the time. It's presumption.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess she's presuming that her services help to heal you. And so by your argument, you'd be fine with
If she said, "Hey, did I heal you?"
And then you
if
say
I
yes,
said
and
yes,
then
then
she
she said, "I'm glad." But,
Okay.
But if I said no, get the fuck out of here.
I mean, my guess is she's so stoned that she doesn't really know what the fuck she has a couple of taglines.
She's high on life and says, "Living the dream."
Yeah, I mean,
That's very interesting, though, that you, as somebody that I would say amongst the three of us, you're probably the closest to what I would call a hippie.
he's not close. He is.
Yeah, but
Like-
he's the only one amongst the three of us that actually has it down.
Dude had
as
fucking
as a pet peeve.
dreads forever. Like this is a hippie.
Yeah, I'm just saying that
He's
amongst
an
the three of
aged
us.
hippie. So you're a hippie that lived and I don't know how your thoughts and your beliefs were back then, but what you are now is like somebody who was a hippie and then are like now in regular world. So you have still some reminiscent hippie beliefs that have carried over. That's how I view it.
I would like to not define myself, man, as a fucking hippie, man.
See?
I don't want to be defined. I know that I subscribe to many mentalities, and some of those align with hippies, but they ruin it by opening their mouths and being dirty and fucking. Well, we're not supposed to go into politics.
But so you have people that are hippies in your mind that represent the group in a good way.
No.
And then there are other hippies that do it very badly.
I mean, you go to fucking dead shows.
I do go to dead shows.
Like, you know.
Aren't there good hippies
No.
at those?
But I feel you. Like I go to shows that I like the music, and I'm fucking not like all
Pet
in.
peeve, dead show. The fucking guy that wears a suit and tie all year round decides to buy a brand new tie-dye shirt and he probably liked the Dead in high school and college or something like that. But like the weekend warrior really what it comes down and
So you don't like hippies and you don't like people who aren't hippie enough.
I would like to say, and I'm identifying this now. This is very therapeutic, cathartic. I am who I am, and I don't like a lot of fucking
Popeye,
people,
bro.
man.
That's two Popeye references.
I don't like a lot of people. Like I don't like identifying with anybody, and fuck dirty hippies, man.
I mean,
So
You know what else I really don't like? That's a pet peeve. Fucking fat babies.
I mean, I don't like babies. I don't like kids. So
Yeah, I
of
don't
them
either.
Fucking suck till they're 16.
but
they're
those are
useless.
not pet peeves. Now those are just kind of things that you dislike.
Deeply seated anger issues.
I mean, so something I dislike converts into pet peeves when somebody's when it's clear that they're giving up their own existence
yes.
to take care of their
child
children.
worshippers.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That converts from something I don't like into a pet
Yeah,
peeve.
that would be a pet peeve.
I don't
think,
mind. So like it bugs me when people are child worshippers, but it's tenfold worse when they expect you to also worship their child.
I mean, I've never been. I think I made a successful transition from being young when none of my friends had kids to being old where all of my friends have kids. During that, everybody knew how much I fucking hate kids. So I've never had anybody even remotely suggest that I should fucking worship their kids, like, or be even nice to their kids. I have a niece and a nephew, and my brother doesn't even bring them around me. Like, he knows I can't fucking stand kids, and these are my blood. I fucking stay away till the kids are older. I was like, listen, as soon as they get older, like, and they're in high school, they want some money, they want some fucking guidance professionally, I'm there, and I can't wait. I'm excited for them to be an adult. But as their kids, I don't even want to be in the same fucking room with them. They smell. They fucking make me nervous constantly, okay? They're loud. They smell. Like, it's just,
you know that kids don't smell, right?
No, they fucking smell.
They only start smelling when they start
smoking
perspiring. Weed? No, when they get to a certain age, when
puberty.
They're like puberty.
No, I'm not talking about sweat. No. I'm talking about sticky McDonald's
kids
mud
stink.
Smell. Fucking gross.
Yes. Sticky McDonald's, they shouldn't be smelling though, right?
Ugh,
no, they're like,
I just remember
little fucking
smell of food.
I just remember the fucking
garbage dumps,
the classic
man.
Chrysler Town and Country that you'd go to McDonald's and there's fucking French fries stuck in the side. That smell it will never leave my brain. That's the smell of kids to me. It's fucking gross.
Ooh,
terrible.
Like stale fruit juice or like stale milk with
like a velvet seated Buick Century that smells like smoke because the person driving was always smoking a cigarette, but also like a half of a McDonald's hamburger that never quite rots but is always stuck behind the back seat.
Well, that's poor parenting though, because a parent should make sure they clean the car.
I think it's better parenting to not give a fuck what the kid's doing and let them fucking just don't helicopter over them, let them grow. Oh.
So what I've done is that I've had a few friends as well, unfortunately, that when they get into my car, they come in with this is a pet peeve, by the way.
Yeah.
They come in with a bottle of water.
Yeah.
Right. And when they leave the car, when I drop them off at their hotel, which has typically been, the instances when I've had these.
So if you're picking up and dropping off at a hotel, when you say friends, you're not talking about like escort service.
No, a friend who's flown in for a holiday.
Okay, all right.
Right. They're visiting me. We go out for dinner or whatever, and they have a bottle of water. And when we get to the hotel, when I drop them off,
they leave it in your car.
They leave their empty bottle of water.
That's caveman. That's
in my car. But I would say the water thing is that I really feel that if you are a guest in somebody's car, and when you leave the car, take your rubbish with you as an adult.
Pack it out.
Take your empty bottle of water. However, with kids though, right? If I've driven with friends and they had their kids sit in the back seat, I have no problem when I get home, because I have one of my pet peeves is to go into somebody's car that's not clean. So I feel that you should take care of your shit. And so I always have my car absolutely spotless. And that's because when I get home, I look at the back, if somebody's been sitting at the back, and I clean it up. So there should never be a McDonald's packet of
cars and houses hamburger. Are like genitals.
Yeah.
If you don't keep your car spotless, your fucking downstairs mix-up is not good to go.
Exactly. So here's the thing about
I always keep it down. Like, I was always a big supporter of keeping it, like, not just clean, pristine.
No, I mean, like, you're not like...
Well, if I'm expecting somebody to put something in their mouth, I think it should be pristine.
Are we on the big bush again?
Yeah, so there is probably a tasteful way. There's a correlation between having a organized full bush and a clean car.
Well, I mean, now you're like freaking our listeners out, because before this you were like, nah, dude, like au natural.
No, I'm down
like,
with
just
it.
Whatever.
Well, I'm trying to make the correlation between a car.
All right.
So it's got to be a clean car. But whilst we're talking about the pet peeves with relationships and cars and things, I have so many pet peeves in a home. It's just not funny. But after 30 odd years of marriage, I've kind of been able to manage my expectations.
Do you know what you're saying right now? Do you know how that sounds?
Sounds...
Let me walk you through the paragraph that you just said.
Yes.
I have so many pet peeves when it comes to my clean house, but after years of being married to my wife, I've learned how to let my pet peeves go. That's what you just said.
Yeah,
like you're implying you have these pet peeves.
Came out wrong. If that's what you heard,
That's what you said.
I'm just saying that what happens is that we learn to manage.
PR double backs.
We learn to manage each other's issues.
Am I wrong? That's what he said, word for word.
So let me say let me give you an actual example. Right, when I cook, for example.
Wait,
you cook?
Wait a minute. You have previously stated that you don't cook.
No, I don't. It's not a regular feature of my day.
Did you say that you do one dish?
Charcuterie.
No.
And
That's not cooking.
And cutting salami and cheese is not cooking.
So you guys are using what I would call poetic license, which is fine. But as you know, I cook every Friday. Every Friday. Right, so whenever I leave you guys at 6 p.m.
What did you cook this past Friday?
Pasta. So pasta is my go-to.
That's not cooking.
So it's boiling water.
No. That's just making but there's got to be a sauce.
Do you come out of can?
I make the sauce.
You make from scratch.
From scratch.
It doesn't count if you take ragu and pour it in a fucking pan.
No.
Dude, you really make sauce from scratch?
This is from scratch.
Do you do protein?
So Yeags is vegetarian.
I don't believe this.
I know that. I didn't ask meat. I'm asking protein.
Yeah. So what happens that most times when I do a Friday meal, it's vegetarian. So it's normally tomato. It could be zucchini. It could be mushroom. So those are the kind of sauces that are my go-tos. I've perfected them. So last Friday was it. But here's my pet peeve though: is when I cook, as I go along, I make sure that I'm cleaning the top.
Oh, he's already going down a bad road right now.
So there is absolutely, you should not know if you walk into the kitchen at any point in time what I am preparing.
Okay.
My wife, on the other hand, and this is going to be, I'm going to get into trouble, but but go with me. I'm on my almost the
third bottle of wine. Yeah,
I'm almost on this, so I can actually use alcohol as the reason why. But she typically cooks very differently from I do.
Oh, yeah?
And so when she cooks, you kind of know that there's a whole lot of stuff being done in the kitchen. Whereas when I am cooking, you would not and should not know. You guys are out of
control.
Dude,
but Trevor,
I everything, you know what? The reason that I want everything clean is because when I sit down to eat, I want to fucking sit down.
Perfect.
I want to watch the show. I want the movie or whatever picked out, and then when I'm done, the last thing I want to do is get the fuck back up and go to the kitchen and clean some shit.
Yes.
And you don't want it sticking.
I'm pretty lucky there.
Ooh, I got a good pet peeve too. And I'm volatile about this. When people fucking stack plates, you're creating twice the work, and it drives. I almost got angry with the Intuitive Muse's mom, my soon-to-be mother-in-law, which is probably bad news. When you stack plates, dirty plates, you got to clean the underside and the top side.
You have to clean the underside anyway.
No. If you don't stack it, you just clean the one side. You put it in the dishwasher. If you're eating pasta and you put a pasta bowl on top of a pasta bowl, you got to clean fucking both sides. That's ridiculous. It's a waste of time. It's not efficient.
So here's what I do, and I know that my wife gets really pissed off with me for doing this, is I rinse all the dishes completely with Dawn and all of that. Right
before you put them in the dishwasher?
Yeah, before I put in the dishwasher.
Yeah.
So it's almost like I've kind of done a full wash of all the stuff.
Well, the
dishwasher is just the icing on the cake, man. Like
it just gets it really, really hot. That's what I think of. It's like it's there to make the dishes crazy hot to kill any fucking bacteria.
So you should never put
imaginary bacteria swimming around in there anyway.
You should never put dirty dishes in the dishwasher. Are we in agreement?
Yeah,
with that?
I mean, to an extent. Sometimes I throw some in there that's like got a film on it, but I do wash with a sponge before I put in. You
spread the germs, even like the dirtiest thing in the kitchen, and the scrub brush.
What
make
about
everything dirty?
I switch sponges often.
So the kitchen is one big pet peeve. I think we can agree on, right?
I have another kitchen pet peeve.
What do you got?
When Intuitive Muse doesn't put food down the hole all the way and turn on the disposal, and there's ramen noodles.
So
there's just a couple little ramen noodles left. There's just a couple there, and I'm like, God, dude, like it makes my fucking blood boil.
I bought a So I
agree with you.
A squeegee. I bought a small squeegee for like usage, and so it hooks onto the kitchen sink, and I use the squeegee to squeege in, and then I use the end of the squeegee to go like this just to plug it down in the hole. Yeah, because of that.
That's why God made disposals, is to have fun turning on that mechanism and washing it, all the dirt and away.
Isn't it a beautiful thing when you come to your kitchen and the kitchen is spotless?
Yeah, I agree.
And the sink doesn't have a clue what went through that sink, right? So here's the other thing that I have a pet peeve on that I have never been guilty of.
Men not wiping their pee hole when they go to the bathroom.
No, handbags being left at the entrance of the home. Walking in with your handbag.
This is a weird one. I don't know what this
with
means.
your Louis Vuitton handbag or your Hermes handbag.
And leaving it at the door is
and leaving it anywhere in the vicinity of when you
Who the fuck is doing that?
That's not good.
That is absolutely.
What are you supposed to do with it?
You should put your handbags
on the bed with the fur coats.
No, in the handbag
in the
closet.
Cloak closet.
Who the fuck has a handbag closet?
Well, PR apparently.
I mean, I would imagine that most women have multiple handbags, right?
Do we have a handbag closet? We do not have a handbag closet.
But you have a section. You have a section.
We have hooks next to the door.
Right, next to the front door.
Correct.
Okay.
So is that okay? And
as long as it's in a spot that is supposed to be where handbags get hung. I have a problem with handbags being placed randomly around the house.
I guess I have too many dirty hippie friends, and I don't hang out with people that have handbags.
That's fucking rich people problems. I don't know.
All right, I got a good one. I got one.
What you got?
When people say, now that I think about it, when people say I miss you, not a wholehearted not like, hey Nick, I haven't seen you in a while, I really miss you. The bullshit like, oh, I miss you. Oh, it drives me fucking nuts. Do you understand the difference?
I understand what you mean. I think it's a little over the top, but I mean, I can see.
I never use that. I never use that term though, as there's almost nobody that I miss
with Linda. I wouldn't tell anybody.
It's the same thing. Going back to my, I'm sorry. Like, oh, I'm sorry, I haven't called. Well, fucking pick up the fucking phone. Like,
fair.
Like saying that you're sorry is you're creating something out of nothing and wasting my time.
Word.
The same thing is I miss you is like.
I think the sorry, you have brought that up a number of times. In certain people's language, and I think I had that as well, but I consciously don't use it as well because you've made it during our.
Because I strike fear into your heart, or because you actually believe in the
because
concept?
you've suggested that is just such a bullshit statement.
I want to jump in and give listeners or anybody who doesn't know context. The idea is that, so let's say barbershop, haircut. If you're late for an appointment, you don't say, I'm sorry I'm late. You say, thank you for being patient. And saying I'm sorry is like, it's hippie mentality, man.
What about when...
it's saying like, it's prostrating, and instead of being appreciative of somebody else, it's making the focus on you, not somebody else's energy for being patient.
Right. So that's a different sense of the way I was thinking of sorry. Sometimes people use it as a lazy kind of statement. If somebody's walking in the opposite direction,
it drives me
like this
fucking
morning.
nuts.
That's what I thought.
In the gym,
It's
and
like
then,
late. What you're saying. Like,
well, they want attention. They want
said,
attention.
This woman
but
said
I
sorry.
was late just the other day, and I told Jordan, I was like, sorry, I did not mean it to reflect upon me. I meant it like, dude, I'm fucking sorry.
Yeah.
Like, I know your time is important.
I would say when I'm late, and there should be no reason why I'm late for my haircuts, but if I'm late for anything, I would say I'm sorry. But today, coming out the gym, there was a lady coming in the opposite direction
and she
to
fucking
me.
Told you she wanted to fuck you.
And she said to me, we were walking.
You in the gym, man. You and these chicks at the gym. I don't get it.
In and out of the gym, and she apologized because we were kind of, and she said, I'm sorry. And I'm like,
she wanted attention. She
What
didn't
are
know
you
how
sorry
to.
about?
She didn't know how to hit on you.
I know
it's a way to
social.
fuck it. That's
I know,
all
but I just feel that's where Trevor was when I was
you're
talking about the sorry.
What you're doing is you're saying sorry when you're walking by to get a feel for their reaction, so you know if you're dealing with a fucking maniac.
Nowadays, like after the whole, I went through the the phases of dealing with my issue with people saying I'm sorry. Nowadays, strangers, when they say it, I look at them with my Manson lamps and I go, don't let that shit happen again.
See? That's great.
So if you're going down Publix, for example, with your trolley, right? You're pushing the trolley on the one side, and somebody then apologizes
for anybody
with a
who's
cart,
fucking normal.
with a cart trolley. What happens there? You apologize? Why would you apologize? What's the deal?
Oh, we're going to grocery store pet peeves.
What you got at the grocery store?
Well, so there's natural lanes, right? And you should be always
on your
consciously aware that there are going to be people fucking walking past you.
I mean, that's situational
Don't
awareness.
be a fucking dick burger and fucking have your cart, whether the grocery store is seemingly empty or not, and have it right in the middle where nobody can pass either side, or walk down the middle of the fucking aisle.
Even if you're on the side.
Same thing with parking spaces. If a car is going down a lane and they're right in the fucking middle and nobody can get by, I hope the fleas of 1,000 camels infest your nether regions.
So when you're talking about the grocery store, not only should you be on one side, you should have you don't just stop and fucking look like you're investigating the Dead Sea Scrolls. You've got fucking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep fucking moving. You can't just stop and compare and be fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
In Publixes around here that are just fucking so crazy tight.
Situational awareness.
Situational awareness, I think, is the most important thing that human beings can have, and it's something that fucking nobody has.
Right.
You watch
Common
people,
sense is not common.
Watch them. They have no fucking idea what's going on around them. There could be somebody. That's why, like, people, private investigators, spies, serial killers, people who are into some fucking shit can stand there and just fucking stare at you and shit because nobody knows what the hell's going on around them. Like, I can see somebody walking. I can feel somebody from behind me on the sides, and I'm constantly trying to move because I also don't like touching anybody. Most people don't give a fuck. They're just walking, looking at their phone, whatever.
So
that shit drives me
grocery store,
crazy.
cart, trolley, whatever. Same kind of
trolley
concepts.
car.
Now, at the grocery store, especially if I'm coming up behind somebody and they're fucking taking the whole goddamn aisle up, I don't really say like excuse me because that's me saying it's a fault.
Sorry.
It's saying
sorry.
Excuse me is like pardon me. It's not like I really want to say get the fuck out of the way.
Yeah.
Now I just go beep beep. So like, and I just make
like
honking noises.
That's cool,
and
man.
And they fucking move over.
That's pretty cool. All right.
Yeah.
I mean,
I used to say, watch out.
like, hey, yo.
Hippie coming through.
So do we have nuggets?
Do we have nuggets?
No.
I mean, I got a couple nuggets.
We have a hop that
I got a couple.
we could talk about.
You guys got the hop?
I mean, it was fairly
I was in
uneventful.
Osceola County, so I didn't get to fucking go.
Okay.
The hop we start the hop animal every third Thursday. We start in between Atomic Barber Company and the Winter Park Allstate Agency and hand out beverages, and people showed up. And then we went to Vinya, and more people showed up. And then we went to Pepe's,
Yeah.
and people left, and then Armando's, and more people left, and then
I mean, I'd leave.
Everybody went to bed.
Armando's,
Yeah.
too.
Your
just covering my bases, babe.
Your précis of the hop was exactly of somebody that did not participate actively
in the alcohol.
in the consumption of alcohol.
We have established that I am grumpy today, correct?
Yeah. So let me just say that our February hop, my estimation of it was the completion of 3 years of hopping.
Was it our 3-year anniversary?
Yeah,
Get
it
the
was.
fuck
I
outta
was
here.
hoping you'd kind of notice
Damn,
that.
dude.
It was our anniversary.
Now I feel like
I
feel like I've
Damn,
become
that's rough.
it's fine.
a pet peeve of a pet peeve of a pet peeve.
Yeah, you're high.
You know what my pet peeve is? People who quit drinking alcohol and they're fucking grumpy.
Yeah, I mean, what's the deal?
Fucking lame.
So all of a sudden he made this we came to the Allstate Agency and the Atomic.
This is a
and then
thing
we
that you
went all
guys
like,
created. It was the 3-year anniversary. He was like, people came. Then
they left. I was like,
it was, whatever.
So let me tell you why. so let me tell you why I knew that it was 3 years. Antoinette on Friday reminded me.
Oh, really? So you didn't even know you had to be prompted?
Just kind of because I was trying to step down my
So all
mood.
of our listeners know a real passion project of our two co-hosts over here.
No. So here's what it is, right? I have had to step down my enthusiasm for the hop and for my alcohol consumption because my partner in crime is not drinking anymore. So, he came, he got there.
My pet peeve is
fault.
fucking
people giving you shit for not drinking.
Indian mother guilt.
Yeah. So here's the thing. So it was. I thought it was a hugely successful hop. I thought the energy was fantastic. We had a good number of people. The drinks were great. We had an amazing time outside Atomic and Allstate. I thought we actually overstayed our stay. Yeah, we were here for much longer than we did. We had probably, I would say 20 to 30 people on the hop. Vinia was spectacular. We had a great time at Vinia.
I wish I could have made it.
And then Pepe's was fantastic. I left after Pepe's. Did you guys eventually get to Amanda's? Oh, okay. Well, fantastic.
I have a couple of things beyond that. I went to Peter Pan Ballet last night at the Dr. Phillips Center in the Steinmetz. It was fantastic.
One of my pet peeves is ballets.
It's just existence of ballet. That's a pet peeve of yours?
Especially the
men,
the package.
I mean, it was bulgous. It was very bulgous. There's a lot of bulge last night. A lot of bulge.
Oh, Jesus.
While we were walking downtown, they had Immerse going on, which we got to check out. They also had a vintage block party. So we walked through. We saw some of the art installations just in our walk from. Of course, we ate at the Harp and Celt and made our way down. So we saw some of the vintage block party. It was rad. Immerse was out there. It was fucking pretty rad. Then the other thing I have is the new-ish, I guess, like food hall at Mills 50 that has Kai Kai, Uni Girl, soon to have.
Where's the food hall?
It's not really a big sign or anything, but it's literally, if you park at Mills 50, you'll see it directly across the street from like Lineage across Colonial.
Yeah.
So on I guess that would be the south side of Colonial at Colonial Mills, 50 Mills. Yeah, near Zaru. So you walk in and it's got, like I said, Kai Kai, which has dumplings, beef chow fun, which we had today. Unbelievable, that place. Fucking so good. Then it's got Uni Girl, which is doing onigiris. Fantastic. So highly recommend that place. And if you're going to go for lunch, go at 11:30. At 12, it's fucking insane. It's packed. So show up at like 11:30, 11:40. You have a good opportunity. I mean, those are really, I was in trial all week last week. I'm leaving again to be in trial this week. So those were kind of the big events that I did. The cool shit. Huh? Oh, and also I had never been to Soseki, which is on the Michelin list. First time at Soseki. It was delicious. But I can't do omakase experience. Like, it's so much fucking food. I'm
it's like
dying.
15 courses.
It was,
right?
and it was, and they did a bunch of courses of nigiri, just single pieces. I was like, this is great. Then they bring out a dessert, like a small scoop of ice cream. I'm like, all right, we're done. Then after that, out comes the steak, and out comes the it was 4 more courses after that. I was like, this is insane. I couldn't eat it all.
I've thought of another pet peeve.
What?
When people say that a restaurant has a Michelin star.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't say Michelin star. I said Michelin list because I'm not sure they have a star.
No, they do.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
I just meant they're on the Bites list for Michelin, which is new to Orlando.
It's like they're handing those things out like fucking.
Well, the backstory is that Florida was never allowed into the guide.
Why?
I don't know the reason for that, but there was 0 Florida, and all of a sudden they changed their position on that,
and they saturated the market with stars.
Let it for the people that would have always had it. They gave it to the people. No, very few of these places have stars. They have 2 lists. They have one
honorable
that has stars.
mentions.
Then they have what's called budget bites, which is most of the places in Orlando that got Michelin mentioned. They're like on this like they're good, but they're not starred. The only one I can state with any level of confidence that has a star is Cadence.
They do as well, yeah.
That's the only one that I can say I know has one. The rest of them, I don't even know.
Yeah.
But I know Ravenous is on the Bites list. Edo Boy's on that regular list. There's a couple other ones. But the reason why is because through our whole lifetime, through the existence of the manual, not a single Florida restaurant was ever allowed into the thing. And just 2 years ago, they changed their mind and started letting people in. So.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Jeez, I'm crow.
Yeah.
So what's the deal with the alcohol? Are we over with it, or are we gonna go back sometime?
Yeah. Are you just gonna quit forever?
I think so.
Really?
Yeah.
You're just done forever?
Yeah.
It's really gonna affect our friendship.
It's gonna.
I know.
It's gonna
I'm
have
taking
an
this into
impact.
consideration. I'm gonna have to go hang out with my hippie friends.
You're
that drink
making PR.
wheatgrass.
I can cut them out.
No, I mean I'll go hang out.
You know,
but
the hops future kind of hangs in the balance.
it's dim.
We do serve shots
We
of wheatgrass.
which is a challenge.
Yeah, no. So here, I mean, transparently, the deal is, I'm the kind of guy that's like, why have one when you can have 12? And I think about, like, I know through my past experiences with not partaking, like, it's easy. I think I'm classified as like a gray drinker. I can quit at the drop of a hat.
Word.
But I like to get tipsy and fucking drunk, man. And going out and having like one beer, just fuck that. It's not gay as in homosexual. It's gay as in fucking retarded. Like one drink.
I like it. Just combine as much as you can.
If you're gonna offend everyone.
Everybody.
One drink, like woohoo! Like why have the extra calories and not like it? I have a extremely high tolerance for everything. Pain, prescription meds, like alcohol, like it's like six beers easy.
I mean, you don't have a high tolerance for people being dumb. It sounds
I do not.
Yeah.
I do not have a high tolerance for people being not situationally aware.
So, I mean, dude,
so
I'm just making fun of you. I'm not giving you shit about the new alcohol. You do whatever the fuck you want.
I'm gonna drag it out and kind of roll with it, but feeling good and feeling strong. I'm only grumpy today because
grumpy.
Yeah.
You've had your eye.
I had my
the
eyes
LASIK,
cut open with
LASIK?
lasers. Is great.
Was that successful?
Yeah.
You think?
I mean, for a day, it feels like you have a mixture of sand and hot sauce.
Fucking pass, dude.
But yeah, I mean, I can see and I don't have contacts or glasses, and it's
nothing.
Yeah.
How long have you had the contacts for?
30 years.
So new experience.
Oh, it's great. Yeah, I get to wake up and fucking go.
I mean, laying in bed and watching TV would be the only time I think it would be cool.
Mine was contact based. If you get like cutting hair, if you get a little hair in between your contact and your eyeball, it's a fucking nightmare.
Oh, well, contacts are a nightmare. I can wear contacts for about 1 hour, and then I'm like, get these out of my eye. I'd rather not see than have these in my fucking eyeball. Like, and I've got the most expensive. I'm like, give me the most expensive shit you got, the crazy shit. The shit not covered by anybody that I have to pay, and they give it to me, put it in. 1 hour later, I'm like, get these out of my fucking eyeball. So that's why I love the glasses. The only thing that would be cool about LASIK would be like watching TV in bed and not having like my glasses all fucking weird, have to lay there to see.
Yeah.
I have a perfect storm of grumpiness today. So
grumpy.
Eyeballs cut grumpy. Eyeballs cut open. I accidentally drank too much MCT oil, and band practice got a little weirder than expected.
I don't know that there's more of a hippie paragraph than the one you just said, by the way. Like, listen to, you're so grumpy because you fucking took too much TCB oil and your band practice got out of hand.
No, the band practice again, it was, never mind. I don't want to go.
All righty.
All right, man. You ready?
Good?
Yeah.
Close this out, baby.
Hey, I mean, let's do this.
All right.
Okay.
Wow.
Let's wrap this up.
Check. You can follow me at Orlando Trivia.
Thank you for listening to all of our listeners out there.
Trevor's grumpy.
We hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for tuning in. Check us out all social media, YouTube, Instagram. If pictures are posted, we're there. Come hang out with us. Nick will buy you a shot.
Word.
I'll bitch about how grumpy I am.
Grumpy.
We'd love to hear from you guys, so send us messages, questions, comments, retorts, gripes, complaints, pet peeves. And
Day night 7 to 9, Fiddler's Green. Come party with me at trivia at Orlando Trivia.
I got a new barber at Atomic Barber Company in Hannibal Square, Winter Park. He's cutting fucking great
Adrian,
hair.
Yeah, I like him.
Come get a haircut.
He walked up, introduced himself to me. I think, and his Instagram handle's like Atomic Adrian.
Yeah,
and he used the logo. I love it.
The
It's
real
great.
Atomic Adrian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Come see PR at Allstate.
Absolutely.
Get yourself some fucking.
He'll make sure
coverage.
your 90-year-old mother-in-law
Is driving.
can wreck her car and. Oh my. Well, fuck fat babies and don't do anything I wouldn't do.
See you in the promised land, baby.